We meet a lot of heroes at our national conventions, but our next guest clearly has earned that title. A veteran of 85 F-4 combat missions, including 65 over North Vietnam. He was held at an infamous Hanoi Hilton POW camp from 1968 to 1973. His 24 awards and decorations include 2 Silver Stars, the Defense Superior Service Medal, 2 Legions of Merit, the Distinguished Flying Cross, Bronze Star for Valor, 2 Purple Hearts, and 7 Air Medals. Representing the National Veterans Memorial and Museum, please welcome retired United States Air Force Colonel Tom Moe. My fellow Legionnaires, let's salute a true hero. By the numbers, 1, 2. Colonel Moe, sir.
That was an extra special treat, Commander. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. And thank you for the honor to present the new National Veterans Memorial and Museum being built in America's heartland, Central Ohio, where over half the U.S. population lives within a day's drive. And I want to thank a couple of individuals who are behind-the-scenes people because, you know, I had the pleasure of being at the convention last year and been to some other national conventions. There's so many moving parts, and those moving parts are kept in place by people like Jack Monahan, who spoke earlier, Jack Querfeld, been indispensable, and way behind the scenes, but very, very important, Mary Rooney. And I'm sure many of you worked with her as she got things on track during this busy schedule. And of course, special thanks to Commander Schmidt for allowing me to be here, and best of luck to Sister Denise Rohan for the coming year. And I have to say, go Bucks, although I can't see the Ohio delegation. Are you out there somewhere? All right. I love it. Well, of course, most of all, thank you all for your service. I'm proud to be a member of the American Legion. Absolutely. And I applaud you as well. There is no single comprehensive museum dedicated to share the veterans' experience in this country until now. This facility will also memorialize those who died in service, those who could never enjoy, as a civilian, the fruits of their service and sacrifice. We remembered them at the dinner last night with the table set for one, a very moving tribute. So I'm honored to be a part of the team that is creating that place. Now remember, I was a fighter pilot, so there's way too many switches on this thing. Let me try that one. Today, as I share with you the mission of the museum, I will include photos of construction progress and renderings of the exhibits that are being planned. Led by the late Senator John Glenn, a diverse committee of veterans came up with a visionary concept to create this National Veterans Memorial and Museum. And this vision is now a reality. The memorial and museum will open next summer, 2018, and is already paid for with over $77 million raised. That's impressive. Here are the 4 pillars on which we're going to build your story. We will honor, connect, inspire, and educate through this facility. We will honor Americans' contributions through military and veteran service. We will connect visitors with veterans by demonstrating the military training and experiences that formed them. And we hope to inspire visitors with your stories so that they might go forward and serve or continue to serve their community and nation in many ways. And we will educate visitors, especially school children, through interactive, permanent exhibits about the history and value of service. Professional designers are already creating exhibits that tell the story, your stories, beginning with what prepared you to serve, what it was like to leave home, take the oath, live on a base or on a ship, go through training, and then come home with those experiences and continue to serve your communities. This is not a military museum. It's not about tanks or other technologies. It's about people, and founded on the principle that veterans' stories have value and need to be told. Visitors will walk through various thematic alcoves, with each alcove highlighting key themes and moments in a veteran's journey. We'll incorporate personal stories, past and present, to share a wide range of your challenges, your sacrifices, and achievements. Visitors will explore a chronology of real veteran stories and experiences. The particular example on the screen demonstrates the transformation that occurs for those of us who serve. You will see a depiction of the service member before he or she were deployed, while in service, and photos of when they returned to civilian life. We want visitors to learn what that transformation was like. We would fail at our mission if we did not honor the servicemen and women who did not make it back to civilian life, who could not enjoy the benefits they created and paid for with their lives. This rendering shows the Remembrance Gallery, where we pay tribute to those fallen brothers and sisters. It's a place for contemplation and reflection, to think about those who made the ultimate sacrifice and remember them. There will also be a beautiful memorial grove on the property next to the Scioto River Park, itself newly developed. The memorial grove will serve as a site of reflection, but also a place for celebration, to celebrate the ties that bind us together. We would expect that as time goes by, veteran service organizations and even individuals might want to create their own memorials here. This place is your home, a place to honor you like nowhere else. And finally, we will have a rooftop sanctuary, accessible not only from the inside, but also by an open-air grand spiral ramp, perfectly designed for processions and ceremonies. This open-air space can also be a place for memorial ceremonies, but like the Grove, a place for celebration, for ceremonies, to include military weddings and receptions. Some groups have already reserved the facility for just that. So please, connect with us as we connect with you. Get in touch with us at the email address on the screen so that we not only have your support, with your ideas as well. Exhibit designers are already, exhibit designers are already gathering personal memorabilia and veteran stories to be featured in the core exhibits program. So contact us, check out our website, and look at the flyer in your convention packet where we solicit donations of items that you might have, letters, service items, examples of your service as a veteran, and we certainly expect to commemorate the great service of our VSOs, not the least of which is the American Legion. This memorial and museum is not a fantasy. We look forward to the grand opening next summer. We have universal support for this project, and I hope we have yours as well. During this convention, you'll vote on a resolution of support, and I ask very much for that support. Bipartisan legislation has been introduced into the House and Senate to officially designate the museum as a national institution. We have asked your leadership to reach out to Congress and the President as this legislation moves forward to completion. Testimony will take place this September in Washington. Our 22 million living veterans and the countless millions who have gone before us have earned a national museum to call home. And now we will have that home. Thank you for allowing me to present it to you. And now, if I might deviate from my prepared remarks, I'd like to close with a story of my veterans, my vision of veterans in service, especially those that I call the unnamed veteran, those veterans who serve our brothers and sisters every day. And so I'd like to just give one example of what I think of when I think of veterans in service. Not a veteran who became president or an astronaut or a senator or a governor or what have you. That's important too. They brought their lessons from military service. But every day, the unnamed veteran. I had the chance to become the director of the Ohio Veterans Department, served under Governor Kasich, and he asked me to, one of the things he wanted me to add was an attorney to help me with some of the difficult issues that veterans face in the legal system. So I got a list of names, and I'm interviewing a bunch of folks. And this one gentleman impressed me very much. And I told him I was very interested in hiring him. And he said, well, I appreciate that you took the time. He said, but you need to know I'm in the National Guard, the 37th Buckeye Division, the very same division my uncle fought in World War I on the front lines in France. And he said, you know, I'll be deployed from time to time. And I said, Sean, you're hired. And he did great work for me. The months went by, and then one day he got a notice that he was going to deploy to Afghanistan, and he was killed. I had an unbelievable honor to go to Delaware and pick up Sean and the two brothers that died with him that day from a terrorist bomb. We flew in a KC-135 back to Ohio and landed in a driving rain. It's one of the hardest rains I've ever experienced any time, just constant, solid rain. And as I got out of the airplane to join the group that was waiting, including the governor, the attorney general, the adjutant general, but beyond the staff, well over 1,000 people standing there in the rain. No umbrellas, that tiny sacrifice for their brothers, and hundreds of bikers, veterans bikers, standing there ready to escort our brothers to the funeral homes. And they divided up into 3 groups, the hearse following each of these hundreds of bikers off into the falling rain. Unnamed veterans serving their brothers. God bless.